Just imagine what it's now 24 hours later going from that line to now you're going to run shotgun with Austin Matthews and Nyes.
We have a clip from the coach about that very thing.
All right.
Would you like to hear it? Berube, clip 3, please, Derek, on Michelli playing on the top line.
I think he had some good practice time with that line, and I've liked what I've seen in practice. Like I said, he's a good playmaker. We all know that he can pass the puck. I think that suits that line for what they have on there and how they play. Like I said, it's just going to be. We'll see how it goes, and I can't predict the future, but for him, he doesn't need to complicate the game, and think he's always got to pass to make a play. It's not about that. He just needs to play the game. He's got a good shot, and he's showing us that he can fire a puck. He needs to shoot pucks. He needs to just play the game. He doesn't have to overanalyze it. He doesn't have to overpass. He just has to go and play. He's got to be responsible defensively. He's got to work. He's got to compete. All those things are going to determine if he can stick there and make that work or not.
Easier said than done.
Yeah. I've made this case on many different platforms now, but the only reason I don't like it, because I do think Michelli's a fine fit there. Only reason I don't like it is because what you're talking about with like pressure and status of these guys and whatever, it hasn't worked in Toronto when you've taken the new shiny toy and put it there and been like, okay, Nick Ritchie, okay, Joe Thornton.
Such a Sheldon Keefe move to put him right on the top line immediately.
Like, let's see who you are. And it's like, well, just get his feet wet, find his game a little bit, and then we'll put him up there. Like, Domi there made perfect sense to me from a let's all take some shifts out there before we try to do Michelli and Matthews. Because nothing works for 82 games, so there'll be a stretch where it doesn't work.
But, then who plays center?
Well, you got options. Lorenz can play center.
Yeah, but that third line, they want to go third line center, Steven Lorenz on opening night. It just feels like it's more palatable to do Domi, which you've seen him do. You don't love it, but they like him better there because he skates more. I don't know.
And there's no way knowing, unless you probably are sitting beside Austin, either in the dressing room or on the bench, on what he's feeling or how intense he is on turning a subpar season last year around. And you feel it. I've been in situations on a team where you look at a guy and it's like, buddy, I'm scoring tonight. I don't care how I'm doing it. I'm scoring tonight. This is the way these goal scorers act, right? They got to get their cookies. It's like oxygen. They need it. And, Michelli's a good passer, but there's a tendency sometimes to play with these star players and overpass or feel the pressure to get them the puck. That's what I'm looking for.
We should do just a quick zoom out on the whole thing. And, first Leafs hour or whatever. Just what do you expect the Leafs to be this year? What do you think are they going to be better or worse than last year? And why? Show your work.
I was never good at long division play.
Okay.
That'll surprise you.
Why are you guys looking at me?
Well, because you're the other host of the show.
Yeah.
He's technically a producer.
It says real Kipper over there. So.
Okay. I don't expect the points of last year, and I think they're going to be in the mix. I think they're a second-tier team for me for the Stanley Cup. I don't have them in a top 6, but a team that can improve over the season, maybe make a couple of changes and get themselves in the mix. But I see a drop-off this year. I think I think it's going to take time for a chemistry and an identity to really, truly come together here. A lot of new faces, still getting to know each other in terms of what they're capable or not capable of doing. A couple things I worry about is, number one is the goaltending, for sure. And it's not worrying about how good Stolarz is. You can still show us in the preseason the guy can win a game by himself. But there's the age factor and the wear and tear on his body and what it can do to him over the course of a season.
We're a pebble in the knee away from Caden Freeman and Dennis Hill to be goaltending
Thank you.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a worry.
Right? So that's a concern. The other concern is the power play. And what's it going to look like? And how many times have they gone back to Morgan Riley and said, please, like, lead this thing on the back end here? So is this the year that Morgan fits in nicely now and can score 50 or 60 points and get a bushel of them on the power play? Is this the year? And of course, no Mitch on, who was a huge part of the power play.
I mean, the season, it turned around from the power play the second they put him as the fifth forward when we all didn't love that, but it immediately got all the way better. So we'll see.
So that's my overall obsession. Observations on going from last year to this year.
So in summation, your worries are goaltending, power play, and forwards.
I will say, read the power play and Morgan Riley. You guys know how I feel about him. He doesn't move the puck quickly enough for me. I get frustrated, whatever. Prior to Mitch taking over, so last year they were 10th in the NHL with a power play of 23.5. Before that, they were 12th. And the year before that, they're 6th. The year before that, they led the league. Like, they've had good Morgan Riley-led power plays. 6th and led the league in 23 and 22. They can do it, is the point. So I hope that that's the case, that they're able to find. There's enough players out there that it should be a good power play. For me, generally, with this Leafs team, I'm with you that I see them as, you got Colorado, Vegas, Tampa Bay,
Edmonton.
Florida, Edmonton.
Carolina.
There's kind of group of teams that you're like, those teams could/should win a Stanley Cup. The Leafs are right below that tier to me, but I have high hopes that they intend to add a guy, because I do feel like they're one more dynamic player forward. Away, because I think defensively they're really solid. I mean, you look at Carlo Riley, McCabe, Tanev, Ekman Larson, Benoit, really like their D. Goaltending concerns me quite a bit. There's no doubt about that. Speed and scoring, like, that's why I want them to get one more guy. I just worry that they're going to be a little plodding in a league where the game is getting faster. But I do think they're a playoff team. They'll bounce between wild card, second in the division. They're going to be in that kind of, we'll see. But that's first impressions. Haven't seen a game yet. We may feel totally different come Friday.
Or worse.
Or worse.
I don't know. I'm fighting trying to fight the negativity of how I'm feeling a little bit about this team. Like, I'm a fan after all, and I don't want to go into it with low expectations, but
Almost better.
A lot of people, myself included, kind of buried our head in the sand in terms of how important Mitch Marner was to this team, because maybe certain people sitting in this room that I don't want to get into it too much with. But, I hear Valley talking about how, I saw a stat today about the percentage of goals that he's assisted Mitch Marner on, and the power play and the penalty kill and all the stuff he does to his team. I do think that they are going to have to find a way to replace a lot of that stuff, and they're not going to be able to do it perfectly, clearly, because anyone's not Mitch Marner. I think they can paper over some of it, but to get to the point where they need to go, they need to make an addition. And to make an addition, they need to have assets, which is another thing that I worry about, where it's like a lack of assets. They have the 2028 first. How much worth does that have? Pretty thin next draft. We'll see. But, I think they're going to be a good team. They have a lot of good players. I don't think they're going to stink, but I think they're going to be a lot different and maybe a little worse.
People just want to go to how do you replace 102 points?
It's the penalty kill. It's the power play. They're special teams. He's one of the special.
He was
really good special teams.
Their best defensive player,
No question.
right? And he
Yeah.
played the most minutes. Like if Berube or Sheldon ever needed 25 or 27 minutes out of anybody.
All right, Jake, come on. We don't need the Mitch Marner.
If you needed 24,
It's a
20,
Leafs show.
That was a turnover, though. That's great.
No, thanks. You showed
right?
us.
And he can play